YouthBuild changed my life. I came into YouthBuild a little troubled and confused and not really sure what direction I needed to go in life or wanted to go in life. And coming into YouthBuild, they taught me everything I needed to know how to become, a productive adult.
My life was off track. I had a probation officer, I was doing community service, and that's how YouthBuild kind of found me.
I live in El Barrio in East Harlem, and in 1988, the crack epidemic broke my village. And so we lost the mentors, we lost what we had as a village. And so I lost my direction, and YouthBuild was that gateway to be back into the swing of things with education and back to my community.
What brought me to YouthBuild was the high school that I was going to prior to joining YouthBuild had 3,600 students. And because of that, there was no room to grow. There was really no room to learn. I ended up dropping out the ending of my last year of 10th grade. And then I decided to go into YouthBuild.
Before I got to YouthBuild, I grew up in a home with a lot of drug activity, a lot of alcohol use, parties, fights, shooting. That was just a normal day and night for me. I dropped out, had a son on the way, went to jail for shooting at a house. Just got into a lot of trouble.
For the year I was in YouthBuild, I learned about leadership development, and I learned how to advocate for myself. I learned how to stand up for myself when I needed to, and also when to sit down because it wasn't appropriate. I learned how to, I got my GED, and I went on to college, and I got the support around that.
I was in YouthBuild for 10 months, and what it did for me was help me to grow as a person, helped me to see that I was in fact a true learner. And once I got there, I started to learn and grow, which is something that I really wanted while I was in the high school that I was going to before attending. And that program is what helped me to be the person that I am today.
I was at YouthBuild for a year, and then I interned in an environmental justice youth project. And then I went off to college. So I was there for like a year and a half.
Even though I was only there for 6 months, I learned that a house could be renovated and turned into something beautiful only in a short period of time. So it showed me that hard work actually pays off, and if I stick to something, it can turn into something beautiful.
YouthBuild gives you that love and that understanding and pushes you and tells you that you can make it, that you can be somebody. You can be this wonderful person. I believe in you. I will support you.
What worked at YouthBuild for me was the fact that it was a family atmosphere. Something that was lacking in my life at the time was a great family life. And going there, they had the support case managers. There was the director there who knew your name, unlike the public school that I went to before. And the staff truly cared, and the students wanted to get to know you just as much as you wanted to get to know them.
The thing that made me want to change is the expectation. The expectation and leadership development. Okay, and we have a saying, once in YouthBuild, always in YouthBuild.
YouthBuild literally is one of the programs that holds some of our communities up. You think of a table, 4 legs. YouthBuild is one of those legs, and you take that leg and that community will fall. It will be catastrophic to lose YouthBuild in a lot of these communities.
Since I left YouthBuild, I learned the construction trade, so I went out into the field for a few years and did that, and it did well for me. I moved me and my family out of the neighborhoods that I grew up in, up into the suburban areas, and we're doing pretty well right now.
Since graduating YouthBuild in 2006, I went on to college. I'm currently enrolled now back into college, I should say. I'm getting straight A's. I have a full-time job working for Pico Energy as an energy educator, and I am living my life the way that I should be.
After YouthBuild, I was so fortunate to go to Morgan State University, where I earned a bachelor's degree in speech communication. When I came back home, I started to be on the board of directors of my actual YouthBuild program, then went on to get a master's in public administration from Metropolitan College of New York. And now I'm on the community planning board in East Harlem, where I'm working on the Housing Committee, Youth and Education Committee, and Land Use Committee.
I work for a nonprofit organization, a parent organization being Christmas Addicts, and it's two different departments. You have the YouthBuild department, and then you have the Rising Star, the after school program. My job, I believe, or which I try to do as much as I can, is mesh the two together.
YouthBuild has over 100,000 graduates that are now tax-paying citizens that otherwise would have been living off the system.
YouthBuild is an investment. It's an investment because YouthBuild gives the opportunity of young people to be productive citizens to society.
I believe that the cycle has been broken with me because of YouthBuild, that the generations to come behind me will be so much better than the generations before me because of YouthBuild.